Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first ever podcast for Focus for Football. Today, I'm joined with Farnton FC's goalkeeper, Aaron Jones.
All right, mate.
All right. And I'm also joined with Josef Faux, who is a Kevin Druids forward player, currently playing at Carnarvon on loan.
Happy to be here, lads. I'm good. I'm excited.
Good. Awesome. Right. As you can tell, I'm very nervous. It's the first one. But hopefully we can get into this and we can get one up every week. So first thing we've done, as you can see on the screen, is we've made a combined 11 of Liverpool and Chelsea. So any position we've all agreed on, we've pre-thrown them in. So you've got Van Dijk and Rudiger at the back. We all agreed on that. Although Matip's played well, I don't think he quite makes it yet. Maybe 2 or 3 seasons down the line, there's a possibility. Trent, controversial. Reece James could have been in there, but yeah, Trent's one of the best right backs in the world. Don't think you can argue that.
Could have been, but on this season, he's been injured all season, so he wouldn't have made the squad.
You've got Mane on the left wing, who, again, I don't think Chelsea really have a good left winger, so and that's coming
the
from
only
a
one I
Chelsea
was
fan.
thinking of, just based on current form, is Luis Diaz, who's been like unbelievable as soon as he's come in.
Yeah.
If we're going off current form, he's got a shout. But obviously, Mane's been there for way longer, and he's had a few rocky periods, but still been very good this season. So
and he won the season last year.
Yeah, he deserves it, definitely.
And then obviously, I don't think there was any question in this. Salah had to be in there, the Egyptian king.
Oh, definitely.
So we've got our 5 starting players there. Now we're going to go straight into it with the goalkeeper. What did everyone have as goalkeeper?
I can't remember. Let me just check what I wrote down.
I went with Alisson this season.
Yeah, I also went with Alisson.
Controversially, I went with, based off this season, Mendy.
See, based on this season, they've both been very similar. But Alisson's kept Liverpool in a few games this season. Liverpool, if Liverpool didn't have Alisson, they wouldn't be where they are, because it's just attack with Liverpool, and they make mistakes at the back, and then Alisson's there to keep them in it. Like Chelsea, they work from out the back anyway. Liverpool just work from the midfield and then rely on Salah and Mane to score the goals for them. But Liverpool, I think Alisson's would have a bigger impact on a team than Mendy.
I would count that down to the fact Champions League last year, Super Cup last year. He's currently got the highest percentage of saves this season at the time of recording. Alisson, he's a fantastic keeper. I'm not saying that. However, when you've got Van Dijk, Matip, Trent, Robinson in front of you, it's a lot easier than having the likes of Christensen, Alonso.
We've got to remember as well. Liverpool have a great defensive side. Like, you can't deny it. Chelsea don't. But Alisson, he basically, him himself, he got them to the bloody finals, and then obviously Salah gets injured in the finals before. In what year was it? 2000 and something. 2018-19 season in the Champions League. He gets injured, but he wasn't playing then. He came in the next season after, and then he comes in, he gets them to the Champions League final, and then he wins the Champions League final with his first season at Liverpool. I just think he's a better goalkeeper than Mendy, like, just personally.
I think as well, I don't know if we're going off trophies and the last years or recent form, but if we're going off recent form, I don't know, that's why it's so impossible to find the best 11 if you're going off straight form or what they've achieved in their career. So that's the hardest part as well. But I think you're right, Ethan, that they're both really good shot stoppers, and I think probably equal in how good they are at shot stopping. But I think Alisson's distribution's been very, very good this year. I remember he got, like a few weeks ago, he got an assist with a great ball up to Salah, and Salah ended up scoring off that. So I think his long balls over the top and his quick distribution's really good. Not as good as Edison's. I think Edison is like the master at that, but that's probably why I edged Alisson over Mendy just for this decision, because I think you're right. They're very, very close and they're very equal, but I thought Alisson's distribution at certain times this year has been very good.
Right. Well, it looks like it's 2 against 1. I'm not going to persuade anyone, so we are going to go Alisson in goal. Right, left back. This is where I threw a bit of a wild card. Now, because you've got Trent on the right, I put Reece James on the left.
Yeah, I thought like between Robbo and Reece James was tough for me. Because on current form, Reece James has scored, and like he's been scoring this year. He scored a few in the last few weeks.
Yeah, but this is why I went Robbo. Reece James has been injured most of this season. Like, he hasn't played much games this season. Robertson's played all season. He's been outstanding for Liverpool. So that's why I went Robertson, because, you know, half your season, you haven't even had Reece James.
You could make the same argument about Van Dijk. He was out for a whole season.
Yeah, but this season he's been in every time.
Yeah.
I went Robertson as well, but I agree it was very close to James. But yeah, I went Robertson.
If Reece James played more this season, he would be in there over Trent Alexander-Arnold. There's no denying it. He's been class the games he's been playing this season. But if we're going off the recent form, it's Robertson because he's been injured.
Right. Looks like again I'm going to be
get him in there.
So
this is looking like a Liverpool 11. Need some more Chelsea players in there.
I don't know. I think the midfield.
I think it's safe to say. I reckon Liverpool have one of the best defensive teams in the league, if not the world.
Yeah.
I think we can agree on that.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to move on to our holding midfielder.
Oh, let's see what I got in here.
I think I went with Fabinho this season.
I threw Kante in the mix.
Yeah, I put Kante over Fabinho, but it was so hard. It was so hard.
I've not watched much of Kante this season. Every season I have watched him, he's been amazing. I've seen Fabinho play loads of great games at the CDM position for Liverpool. And I think he's been outstanding. But obviously, Kante, if I haven't watched him this season, so I can't say much about him. The only game I think I have watched him this season is the Man United game where they lost 2-1, was it?
I think so.
Or was it a 1-1 draw?
This season, I don't think he's got. Remember when he burst onto the scene and everyone was raving about him, like about what he's doing, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this guy's the best in the world!" Like, obviously, that kind of hype has faded a bit because he's got into the league and he's been at the top level of the league for a few seasons now. But he's still doing what he always does. He's still tidy on the ball and he's still doing what he does. Just the hype has gone because everyone knows what he's about now. But yeah, Fabinho has been excellent this year. But I think Kante's still been doing his job, just a bit under the radar now. But again, that one's so close. But just because I just did it because of bias, because I like Kante. So that's why I put him in. And when I was doing my team, there was too many Liverpool players. So I'm like, look, this one's so close. I need to get a Chelsea player in there. And I gave it to Kante. But no, I think he deserves it. He's amazing.
Yeah, I think the thing with Kante is he can turn it when he needs to. So he doesn't play for a couple of weeks, and they bring him on for a big game, and everyone's like, "Oh, I don't know if that's going to work. He's out of form." He comes on, and just does it again. I don't think it's like a bad patch he has. That's why I've gone Kante.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm throw him in there before Joe changes his mind.
No, I'm sticking with Kante.
There you go.
So can we have Fabinho in the midfield then?
If you want to try and throw him in there, you can.
Nah, to be honest, I think I know my next. I know my next two anyway.
Well, we might have to throw two names out here because it depends which side you put them on.
Yeah. Who's going first here?
Go on,
So
Aaron.
I've gone Kovacic and Thiago. I think Kovacic has been outstanding, especially in the big games. The smaller games, he hasn't looked good because the smaller games, the whole Chelsea team looks amazing anyway. So it's really hard for a player to stand out in for the small games. For the big games, I think he's the standout midfielder against Liverpool this season in the Cup. He scored a hell of a goal against the Liverpool second choice keeper. But I thought he deserves to be in this team, or he deserves to have a shout and mention in this team. And Thiago, what can we say about Thiago this season? He's been outstanding for Liverpool. He's done it in the Champions League, the Premier League. He's doing amazing this season.
Interesting. Now, I've also gone Kovacic. However, I've gone very out there for the other side and thrown Keita in there.
Oh, that is left field.
I think going off this season, I don't think he's had as much game time as he should have had. However, any game he's come on, I think he's changed the game. I
was having this conversation yesterday with my teammates from Farndon. We don't, like, me personally, a few Liverpool fans from Farndon have said he's not like a big name anymore. He doesn't play how he used to. They don't think he's had a good impact for Liverpool this season because obviously the likes of Thiago, Fabinho and Henderson, it's hard to get in the team with them three players unless they're injured, But yeah, I just personally, I don't think Naby Keita should be in there over Thiago, but we still need to find out what Joe has to say.
Yeah. So I also went Thiago I went two attacking midfielders, obviously, and just Kante behind them because I wanted to get some flair players in there. That's why I had no room for Kante and Fabinho to be together. So obviously Kante's holding, and I've got Thiago in front of him, which I completely agree, Aaron. I think he's unbelievable. I obviously I've got huge bias against Liverpool. I hate Liverpool as a United fan, but I love Thiago. Just the way he played, especially when he was at Bayern. When he was at Bayern, I was like, oh my God, this guy's a joke, And he had a bit of a rocky patch when he first came to the Prem, but now he's getting back to his best. And technically, he's unbelievable. His range of passing is like insane. And defensively, somehow kind of flies under the radar. But defensively, he's great. His tackling is really, really good. Kind of like Verratti, He still puts his body in there, and he's really good tackling at the same time. So I think Thiago has to go in there. And then for me, the third midfielder I put was Jorginho from Chelsea. Obviously, the reason I put this one probably wasn't off recent form. It's probably just because what he's done over his few years at Chelsea. And I think he's so important to Chelsea. Like when they looked for their midfield, he's got to be one of the first on the team sheet because he's their only really creative midfielder that can, create forward balls for them because most of them are defensive-minded like Kovacic and Kante, and they really need Jorginho in there. And I think he's classy. Like he's just Italian players, they're just class, like he's just like silky smooth. His passing is beautiful.
I don't get how you said I've gone for two attacking midfielders in front of Kante. Jorginho is the most defensive midfielders going.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's true. But you know what I mean when I say he's looking for forward balls all the time. Like he's always getting
yeah.
Kante's more back and forward with his passing just to keep the ball moving. But Jorginho will play the risky pass or the risky ball up to the ones up top. And I love how he plays. And I think he's always one of the first on their team sheet when they look at the midfield. He's been in the starting 11 for most games for years now, which is very tough to do in that midfield. So I love him. And I want him in this team. But I'll leave it to the board to decide who we go with.
Well, it sounds like we've had two votes for Kovacic.
And two Thiago.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Kovacic, Thiago, which hurts.
I think Kovacic can do the same job as Jorginho.
Can he though? Yeah, he's great. He's an unbelievable defender, but can he play those amazing balls into the ones up top? Is Salah going to get the service?
Can Jorginho score the goals that Kovacic scores?
And then
He's a
also with
big-
Jorginho, you've got a solid penalty taker.
Yeah,
forget
but then
that.
we've got-
My
Yeah.
issue is I don't think Jorginho would be anywhere, as a Chelsea fan, I don't think he'd be anywhere near as big as everyone's saying if he didn't take the penalties.
You reckon?
yeah, like for this squad, I can already name as a penalty taker Salah.
Yeah,
He's-
okay, fair.
His pen ratio is amazing for Liverpool.
I
You've
think
got
when I
Anthony, you've got
watched
Trent on the free
Jorginho,
kicks.
yeah, when I watched Jorginho in the Euros as well, when Italy won the Euros, I was like, oh my God, he was unbelievable that tournament as well, what he did with that team. Obviously, it's in a completely different team and different players around him, but I just got a soft spot for Jorginho. He's classy.
Yeah, I agree with that. He is quality. He's not quite a Thiago, is he?
No. I think that's a fine midfield. I'll accept that midfield there.
This is where it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't understand how there's a gap here. I thought we'd all be in agreement with Havertz. I don't understand how there's
I've
even a
put
debate.
Havertz in there straight away.
I don't understand how there's a debate for this. How could it not be
So,
Havertz? I'd love to hear.
I actually put Mane in the striker position because that's where he's been playing recently for Liverpool. And I put Luis Diaz on the left side of.
Oh, Aaron, what are you doing, lads? What are you thinking?
I know. But if I looked at my strike force, I would rather play Diaz, Mane, and Salah rather than
Would you?
Mane.
Hang on. So this is the man that was going. It's got to go off the whole season and how many games they've played. Is Luis Diaz on about 5-6 games?
You can look at Luis Diaz when he was playing for Porto. He was class there. He's come over to the Premier League. He's done it again. He's done it in the Premier League. I would have had Kai Havertz in midfield, but obviously I'd prefer Thiago in midfield. But yeah, I would go Luis Diaz on the left, Mane in the middle. But Havertz is a great.
Mane's not been playing in the middle. He has been playing on the wing in the games that he started recently.
No, like you look at the last 3 games, I think I've seen, because I was doing a bit of like research on how Liverpool have been playing to help me with my lineups. The last 3 games, he's been playing in the middle of the three.
Ah.
Did anyone see the Brighton's goalkeeper tackle on?
On Luis Diaz. Oh,
Yeah.
Drev, he knew he wasn't getting to that ball, so it's like, all right, I may as well stick a leg into his face.
How
it
he's
should
not
have been
even
off.
being sanctioned for that, I don't know.
Yeah, so because he was not going to the ball. He knew he wasn't going to get there in time. So I was like, I may as well just take this guy out. Reckless.
Yeah.
It was poor.
Violent conduct, isn't it? It should have a red card.
But keepers always get like special treatment for that kind of stuff. So when balls come into the box and there's a tiny push on them and they fall over and then they can't get the punch away, they always get foul. I always feel they get special treatment when there's balls in the box or the collisions in the box kind of stuff for some reason when they've got a massive advantage because they can use their hands.
Yeah.
But it was brave, very brave from Diaz, and he deserves the goal, and he got up after it. So I'm glad he's all good.
Yeah.
So let's go Havertz. So
it's got to be. I mean, he's so good. And the other thing about those 3, Aaron, Mane, Salah and Luis, is they're all kind of the same player. They're all just like 1v1 pace, get at players, 1v1 pace. But Havertz is not that player. He's a clever player. He drops into spaces and he'll complement them very well if they were to play like in a 3 up top. I think he's so smart. He's so clever and how he moves. Yeah, you can put him in a false 9 like that. I think that's a bang on team. I like that team.
Yeah, let's go Havertz.
Yeah.
Right, we'll leave Havertz there then.
Yeah. And we'll just give him a free roll. Give him a messy roll and he'll just cruise in and out.
Have we got a manager on the scene?
Oh, I forgot about that. Let's see what I put in my list. I think just going on it now, it has to be. I'd have to go Klopp. Unfortunately, I'd have to go Klopp. Just like from what he's done, like I have to go with Klopp. He's unbelievable. Liverpool are amazing.
I think it's got to be Tuchel. He's come in
Really?
after Frank Lampard. With all the respect I gave him for his ability to play, he came in and he had nothing. He ruined the team. And I think for Tuchel to come in and get these players to where they are, his first season at Chelsea, he's won the Champions League, Super Cup. He's back up to third in the league. To do that from the players he had, I think it's unbelievable. I think he's one of the best managers in the world.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
In my list, I went with Tuchel as well for exactly the same
Really?
reasons. Yeah, for the exact same reasons.
I've gone Klopp. Obviously, I agree with all the stuff you've just said. He's come in and won unbelievable trophies and made them playing amazing football. But Klopp, over a longer period, I agree. It's taken him longer to get it, but that Liverpool are playing better football than Chelsea. They are. So if you're going on the coach's ability to get the best out of his team, Klopp has got the best. Like if they're comparing Chelsea and Liverpool, Klopp is making Liverpool play better than Chelsea. They are a better team this year. I mean, Liverpool and City are, the very top level, and Klopp has got his team playing better than Chelsea. They're like a machine. Like they're attacking football, they're counter-attacking football, their defense, their midfield. But if we're going on trophies and recent trophies since coming in, then you'd have to go with Tuchel. But that's so tough.
Yeah, I think they're both great managers. There's no denying that. Any club would be really happy with them coming to their squad and managing them. But I honestly think what Tuchel's done with Chelsea from where they were at, I think he's done it amazing. But then you look at Liverpool's fan side, Klopp's done the exact same. Liverpool won nothing. Literally nothing.
They were crap down in the dump.
Jurgen Klopp is the best. He's not.
Yeah, he knows.
That vote doesn't count.
But yeah, I think
you're going to win the Champions League and the Premier League.
They're not. But yeah, I think Jurgen Klopp from a Liverpool fan side has came in, won them the Premier League, won them a Champions League. I don't know if they're going to do it again, but the title race is still on for them. But I think
if he can get the title at the end of this season, it would be a different story.
Yeah, I think if Klopp gets this title this season, then he should be in there.
He's definitely up there for like top 3 managers in the world.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's quite caught Tuchel yet.
Wow. All right, it's 2v1 then, so we're gonna have to go with Tuchel.
Tuchel it is.
I just want to point out. By the end of the season, no one will be playing for Chelsea.
We're not talking about that. That's a sore subject. let's just. Rudiger's just gonna hang on. Where is he? He's just gonna go over here now because he's no longer with us.
Yeah. So who do you reckon Rudiger will go to? Ethan? Because obviously you're a Chelsea fan. He's leaving on a free at the end of the season.
He's got to go to Bayern, isn't he?
Is he definitely going?
I don't think there's any question in it. They can't give him a new contract, so he's not going to stay for free. And he's always wanted to go back to Germany, isn't he?
Oh yeah, now that all the sanctions are on Chelsea, yeah, you're right.
I think he's going.
He could go to another Prem team. Get him to United. Get him next to Varane.
Oh, he's not that desperate.
It would be unbelievable.
He's not that desperate.
Get rid of Maguire. Get rid of Lindelof and get them two in. Oh,
what about your £80 million defender, best in the league?
What about your £80 million goalkeeper?
He's still there. He managed to miss the penalties and then miss his own. But
at least we play our 80 million class centre back.
How's that ended for you? You're not even in the top 4.
I'll have you know.
We are in the top 4. We just leapfrogged Arsenal last night.
To be fair, you are until about 3 o'clock when Arsenal play.
Go on, the lads.
Who are Arsenal playing?
Yeah, I'm just checking now. They're playing Leicester at home. Oh, easy win for Leicester there.
Leicester will win that.
Go on,
all day.
2-1 Leicester.
It'll be 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Arsenal have hit form at the worst time for United as well, which is annoying. They've been playing great recently.
Right, well, that's our combined 11.
Yeah. I like it. I'm happy with that.
I'm going to put a poll on the Instagram and see what everyone thinks about managers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon there'll be more
I think
Klopp.
for the voter.
There'll be more Klopp fanboys than Tuchel, I think.
Yeah.
We'll see. Right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Right,
tuning in.
No problem. Thank you
No
for having
worries.
me.
Hopefully, I'll see you on another episode later on.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. Cheers for having me on, lads.
Nice one. Take it easy, boys.
See you
Cheers.
soon.
That's that.